Happy Saturday. Is it Saturday night? It is Saturday night. Man, it's been an interesting week, right? Happy Saturday night, guys. Coach Burt. I'm here at my house in Tennessee, and I've been thinking about all the people out there who want to speak, coach, train, lead, write books. You know, there's a growing trend in the country, especially people that I'm coaching, that have a strong desire to publish a book, write their own book, get on stages, share their message with the world. And I like to say, hey, Lakin, Tyler Asher, I'd like to say you probably got a song you want to sing, and there's people you want to sing it to, right? In essence, that you've had life experiences, you believe your life experiences can help other people in their life. Okay, or you've been very successful in the world and you've baked the cake for a long time, and now you want to sell the recipe. So I want to talk a little bit tonight about how my book writing journey started, how my speaking career started, because there's many of you out there who have something inside of you, and you know that something, Daniel Hodges, will help other people. So I want to talk a little bit about how I got started writing books, and how one book turned into now 16 books. I think we're about to publish my 16th or 17th book, how that turned into a speaking career, how the speaking career turned into a coaching career, how the coaching career turned into, all the things that we're doing. So if you're on here tonight, you probably got a message you want to share with the world, and I'm just going to backtrack a little bit about that. And then on Monday night, I'm doing a free webinar for everybody who wants to publish a book in less than 6 months without giving up the rights to that book. Okay, if you're interested in that, Lakin Hibden is on here tonight. Just let her know, Lakin at CoachBurt.com, and she can get you registered for that. I think 50 to 60 people already registered for Monday night. And what's up, Adam Milam, my man? Good to see you, brother. Jonathan Taylor. But Lakin at CoachBurt.com can get you registered for Monday night's webinar. I started writing books because when I was 25 years old, I had been coaching for roughly 10 years. I started when I was 15. When I was 25, I was coming off a 28-3 season at Riverdale High School, and I had made every mistake a young coach could make, right? I motivated through fear. I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. So at 25 years old, I kind of began to figure this out. I began to win games. I began to get buy-in from the players. And so I'm like, I need to write a book to help young coaches. This is the primary desire people want to speak. They want to help people, right? Like they've gone through something in their life. They know that that's the raw materials to help other people. And at 25 years old, I'm like, man, I need to write a book. Right? People were asking me constantly, what am I doing with those kids? How are you doing? Like, what are you doing with those kids? So I wrote my first book called Changing Lives Through Coaching, because that was kind of the seminal message. Harry and Dave Stegg, it was my seminal message. Eric White was that I believe a good coach can change your life. Now, oddly enough, I think my 10th, 11th, or 12th book was Everybody Needs a Coach in Life, which is me coming back around, Tommy Davidson. It's me coming back around to what I said when I was 25 years old, that a good coach can change your life. So I wrote that first book to help coaches, right? I felt like I had something to share because I had been doing something for 10 years now. Here's the interesting thing, Harry. Okay, can't wait to publish it. Look, you need to be on my webinar on Monday night, Harry. Everybody who wants to publish a book needs to be on my webinar on Monday night. And Lakin Hibden and Eric White can get you registered for that, right? It's free. I'm going to break down how to publish a book in 6 months, how I pump books out as fast as I do, how to own the rights to a book. Now, so at 25 years old, I write this book for coaches, but here's the funny thing, okay? Coaches didn't buy it, right? So I write the book for coaches, and oddly enough, I couldn't get one coach to buy that book, Lee Townsend. It was so funny, right? So I write a book for coaches, but coaches don't buy it. And so I had this concept that I was going to write a book, and then I was going to create a program, right? The book becomes a program. I want you to understand, every person watching this needs their own book. The book is your message. And once you have a message, now you got a program, and you can turn the program into coaching program, into licensing program, into train the trainer program, into coaching sessions, into one-to-one, into one-to-many. Like the message, but you need a message. The message is what attracts people to you. Okay, so I write that book at 25 years old. I can't get one coach to buy it, but I built a little program. I went and gave the program for junior pro basketball coaches, right? And some of those junior pro basketball coaches were businessmen. And they began to say to me, will you come speak to my team? And I'm like, well, sure I will. And then they started asking me, well, how much are you going to charge me? And I had no idea. This is one of the biggest things we cover at my $1 Million Coaching Summit that's coming up in May, is I teach you how to create a message, how to get speaking engagements, how to get paid on those speaking engagements, how to coach from those speaking engagements, how to train from those engagements, how to lead from those engagements, right? I teach you how to build out your speak, coach, train, lead model and publishing, which is what we're talking about tonight. And so I write that first book. The first book gives me a message. Because I got a message, I then begin to get speaking engagements. Because I got speaking engagements, people begin to say, will you coach my team? Next thing you know, boom, I got a little speaking and coaching business. And so one of my friends told me, this is a key lesson to the story, guys. He said, you don't want to write just one book, Coach. What's up, Carl Franklin? He said, you don't want to write one book, Cecilia Jackson or Kyle Hendricks. He said, you want a whole library of books. And he said, let's sit down and map out your whole library right now. And I'm thinking, okay, this is good, right? And I said, well, I want to write a book on personal development. And I want to write a book on leadership. And I want to write a book on coaching, right? I want to write a book on how to do big things from a small town, because I was from a small town, right? Like I had all these visions of I got something inside of me I want to share. So after I wrote the first book, self-published, I wrote the second book. And the second book was The Inspirational Leader. And I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a lot of coaching. I didn't have I didn't have my message type, but it was the point of getting started. This is very important. If you want to publish a book and you have something inside of you that you want to share, Andy Herzer, Daniel Hodges, Mercedes, you got something inside of you, okay, that you want to share with other people. You know it could be valuable for other people, which is why you need to write the book. Now, the first book's probably going to suck. Let's just get real, right? Like, we don't even sell my first book anymore. You know why? Because I didn't have a lot to say at 25. But the second book got better. And the third book was a book that kind of brought me out to the world, which was a book called This Ain't No Practice Life, right? This Ain't No Practice Life. And book 3 turns into 4, and 4 turns into 5, and 5 turns into 6. But the book is a message. So I'm telling you this because I personally believe every person on planet Earth needs to write a book. You have a song to sing, Brian Covey, and you have people to sing that book to. The book, whether you give it away, whether you sell it, and don't get caught up in thinking your book's going to sell millions of copies. It might, but many times the book becomes your best business card. Like you're so much more of an authority when you write the book, right? You have a message. Now, let me tell you the other reason is the book forces you to get clear on what you believe. When you sit down and write a book, it forces you to put your philosophy, your thought patterns into paper. Like, it forces you to sit down. I personally write all of the books that I've written. We have a new publishing partner that I'd be happy to introduce you to, who will write the book for you, who will help you package it, put it on Amazon, package it up and do this. Many of our monster producers are doing that. It's their thoughts. He's taking their videos, transcribing those, and I just have a book coming out called Legacy Selling that he helped me with. So my point to you is, if you're at home, there's no better time, guys, than to be thinking about, what is my book? Okay, what is my book? That's right, Mark Schmidt. Then you get them on Audible. Then you go on MP3, right? What is my message I want to say to the world? Who would it help? What problem does it solve? What uniquely qualifies me? Okay, like when I just finished the book Single Digit Millionaire that I just came out with, I wrote that book because so many people were constantly asking me, how did you go from a high school basketball coach to where you are? Like, that's the number one question I get asked everywhere. Like, how did you go from doing that to this, right? And I kept explaining it. Well, I did this. Well, at 25, I did this. Well, at 30, I figured this out. Here's how I got speaking engagements. Here's how I retired from that career to start this career. Here's how I built this coaching company. And so I put it in this book, and I just packaged it up into a sexy way to say, this will help you drive your net worth between $1 and $10 million. You'll be a single-digit millionaire. Now, you can't be a double-digit millionaire until you become a single-digit millionaire. So there's a little play on words there. So when you think about it, and the book is about transition. Ryan Leith, Tommy Richardson. The book is about transition. Like, I think everybody's in transition, man. From where they are to where they think they should go. From where they are to where they're capable of going. What they need is a process. What they need is a roadmap. What they need, right? So I've got all kinds of books in me. Every day I'm making notes. I'm working on a new book on Pray Drive, which I think I'll get a publishing deal on. I have two or three books that have been published by national publishers. One by Wiley, one by a division of Simon & Schuster, and right now I'm working on a book on Pray Drive that could be a nationally published book. So Monday night, if you're on here tonight and you're saying, you know what, I got a message, Coach, there's something I want to say to the world. I want to publish a book. I want to get a message out. Right, I'm doing a free webinar on Monday night, and I'm going to break down the process of writing and publishing a book in less than 6 months. I'm going to show you how to own the rights to that. I'm going to show you the benefits of getting published, right? I'm like getting published, right, by a major publisher and self-publishing. Okay, and I'm going to show you both sides of the equation so you can have proper information. Like when I wrote my first book, Brian Covey, Ryan Leith, Dale Childers, like I thought, in my mind, I get this publishing deal, Eddie Taylor, and I'm thinking it's going to be like Harry Potter, like, right? Like the book's going to come out, there's going to be lines and lines of people around the store, and they want that book. What I didn't realize is that when nobody knows you, no matter how good the concept is, you got to explain why the book solves a problem for people, right? Ginger Steg, you got to say, like I pulled 3 books out of my library to read over the weekend. Persuasion, which teaches you how to persuade people before persuasion. 12 Rules of Life, I think. And Kingdom Man by Tony Evans. So I got a spiritual book, I got a book on persuasion, and I got 12 Rules of Life by Jordan Peterson. Now, these books have to solve a problem. So, Lakin Hibden is on here tonight. Eric White is on here tonight. If you guys will just post a link for them to sign up for my webinar on Monday night on how to publish a book in 6 months. I can pump out a book now after doing 16 and probably, I wrote The Accountable Church in almost a day. You know, my pastor, Brady Cooper, asked me to, kind of urged me to write that book. He didn't ask me to write it. He just told me I should write it. And I didn't. I resisted. I'm like, no, I don't want to get into that, man. I don't want to write a book for churches. And then I went to church. I started it, didn't touch it for a year. A year, Eddie Taylor. I mean, didn't even think about it. And then I went to church on a Sunday, July 3rd of a year or two ago. Man, I got so convicted from the message. I came home, and on July 4th, I told my wife, I'm like, sweetheart, I know it's July 4th, but I got to write this book. I got to finish this book. And in like 10 hours, I finished the book. So I'll show you how to publish it, how to package it up, how to sell it, how it becomes a message, how to get speaking engagements from it. But I want each one of you, I want to plant a seed in your mind. In May, I've got my $1 Million Coaching Summit. And if you've not gone through that summit, this will be very powerful for you because I'm going to show you everything I've learned since I was 25 years old when I wrote my first book, which has been, 18 years ago. What I've learned, every mistake I've made, and I want to speed up your process. So make sure you get registered for that on Monday night. Hope you guys are doing great. I didn't want to come up here and talk about a virus tonight. I don't want to talk about playing offense and defense. I don't want to talk about fear. I have talked about that till I'm almost blue in the face. Okay, what I want to talk about is doing something big in the world. What I want to talk about is you reaching your goals and dreams. What I want to do is help you get to where you're going because you have a song to sing and you got people to sing it to, okay? So, Coach Burt, everybody needs a good coach in life. Monday night, free webinar. I'm going to share 18 years of what I learned, Amanda Lawson, about speaking, coaching, training, leading, writing books. Amanda was probably on one of the first teams that I coached. Matter of fact, she was on the team I coached when I was 25 years old when I wrote my first little book called Changing Lives Through Coaching. So, thank you, E. White. Eric White has posted the link for Monday night. I hope you guys are there. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're staying in an offensive position. You know, Coach loves you, and I believe everybody needs a good coach in life. Todd Wright, thank you for jumping on, big guy. Go back and watch this. If you got a book you want to write, I give you some messages. I give you some words, Siva, and I start walking you through the process. I would love to hear what is going to be the title of your book. I would love to hear what's the message you want to share. I would love to hear what problem it's going to solve in the world because money changes hands when problems are solved. Good books solve great problems, all right? and you're qualified to write one. Don't ever think that you're not qualified, okay? God bless you guys. Have a good night. Hope you have a great weekend. And I'm going to keep on bringing you some coaching through these Facebook Lives, okay?